Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel and welcome to my basics in chess series. So in this series we follow opening principles, middle game strategies and the end game strategies. Today we'll talk about some middle game strategies. Again, today we'll talk about the so-called king hunt in the middle game. And the king hunt is a very nice tactics that you can apply when you're playing maybe a middle game and you feel that your opponent's king is endangered. Then you should really follow these basic principles of this king hunt. So first of all, you should open the position. I wanted to show you here the position. Here you see the king is in danger, so we should really try to open the position as much as we can here and really try to deliver checkmate in an early stage of the game. So the other important thing is that you should really use all of these pieces in the attack. So it means maybe we should sacrifice maybe these two knights, even the bishop, but then maybe deliver checkmate with this queen or this rook, and you don't have to really be scared and sometimes to sacrifice the pieces, because the king is of course the most evaluated piece on the board. So the evaluation is simply calculated through this endangered kings. It's not about material anymore, it's about deliver checkmate or gaining some huge extra material, and that's why you should really sometimes try to sacrifices of the pieces, but be careful. Of course it has to be well calculated, but of course when you have an endangered king, you should really attack him as fast as you can. The more important thing about this king hunt is that you should really cut off files. It means here when your opponent maybe takes this knight, you should never allow him to maybe go back on the 6th rank, because sometimes maybe he can escape here to the slide squares, or maybe he can hide and maybe cover with some minor pieces. So when that happens, when your opponent has maybe taken this knight on e5, never allow him again to retreat here on the 6th rank. And the most important thing about this king hunt is that you should invite your opponent's king on your side of the board. So it's like in this game Mortal Kombat, like Scorpion says, come here. It's like you invite him to your side of the board. It means basically if black takes this knight on e5, then you invite him really to go here maybe on your side of the board, even on the first rank if the position allows it, and then he doesn't have any more the defenders here. You see, he cannot participate in the defense with his bishops and his knights, and that's why you should really try to get him as much as possible to your side of the board. So let's see now this first example of this king hunt. It was a game played by Janny Geza against Gudju. Here we have really an endangered king. The king is really far away from this minor pieces. It's not a secured king. The king hasn't castled, and here white tried queen on g6. And you see, sacrificing, as I said, one of the principles of this king hunt, sacrificing pieces in order to invite him on your side of the board. So we are now getting him down here on the 5th rank, and we're cutting off also this 6th rank. So here after king takes on e5, again rook on e1. As I said, you have to use all of your pieces in the attack. Here king on d4, we have queen on e4, again sacrificing a piece, but again inviting your opponent's king on your side of the board. You see how endangered now this king is. King on c3, we have bishop on b2, again a sacrifice, king on b2, rook on e2, and you have to take now king takes on a1, but now queen on c2, and you cannot prevent here anymore white from checkmating. You can try something like knight on c4, maybe preventing this queen on b2, but again then the threat is here rook on e1. And you see here white applied all of these principles, restricting really the king's ability to escape, maybe here cutting off always these files like in the elevator, simply moving lower and lower, and that's why this was really cool and effective checkmate here. So let's see now the most famous, I think, king hunt in chess history. It was played by Lasker against Thomas, and here you see we have now a huge piece activity with white has a great activity with this knights. This bishop is discoverably attacking. Here is h7, and here Edward Lasker played the move queen takes on h7. We have king takes on h7, and now double check, knight takes on f6. You see, inviting again. Black's king has only one square. King on h6. Now knight on g4. Again, black has only one square. King on g5, h4. Again, only one square. We have g3. You see, again inviting black's king on our side of the board. We have king on f3, we have bishop on e2. Now we have king on g2, rook on h2, check. We have king on g1, and now king on d2 was played, and of course it's a checkmate, but I think it would be even a cooler way if you just castle along here. It would be very, very nice. So one of really the most famous king hunts in history was this game by Edward Lasker. So you see, again, the same principles, sacrificing pieces, using all of these pieces in the attack, restricting our opponent's ability to escape with the king, cutting off these lines, cutting off always these files, and that's why here white really invited black's king here on the other side of the board. And you see, this is really a funny picture here. The king is on the first rank, all of these pieces are stuck here, you see, cannot participate in the defense, and that's why here it was really one of the best chess games in history. So let's see now another game. I've published this game a couple of days ago. It was a game played by Lev Pologaevsky against Rashid Neshmedinov. Again, the same idea. You see, we have a perfect activity with this knight here in the game. Rook takes on f4, played by Rashid Neshmedinov. First of all, we want to open the position for this bishop against white's king, and now of course Lev Pologaevsky took the queen, but now we have this discovered double check with the rook on f3 and this bishop on h6. We have king on d4, and again bishop on g2. We're not allowing, as I said, our opponent to escape. We want to restrict all of his squares that he can escape. You see here, white's king is really endangered. It's stuck here on the center of the board, and now the position has to be opened for all of our mining pieces with potential c5 moves. We have a4, as I said, c5. There is only this forced move en passant. You have to make it, because if you don't make it, it's of course checkmate, so that's why it's a forced move. We have d takes c6, b takes c6, and again bishop on d3, but now knight takes on d3, again discovered the attack, again forcing our opponent to go somewhere. He only the square, we have c4, and now d5. Again, a very tricky move. Again, you have to have only one square here, the king on b5, and now rook on b8. Again, you have only one square, and now knight on c6, and in this position Lev Pologaevsky resigned because you have only one square here on a6, and now knight on b4, and again it was a very cool checkmate. So you see, again, the same idea, using all pieces, opening files, opening diagonals, restricting our opponent's ability to play, so not allowing him to go back if he maybe escapes here on the third, second rank or similar ideas. If he managed to go maybe here on b1, then it would be game over for black, because then you have lost too many pieces in the attack, and if white consolidates then in the position, then it's not good. That's why restricting first all of these files, all of these diagonals, and then deliver this very cool checkmate. So let's see now a very cool game by the legendary Paul Morphy. It wouldn't be a king hunt, I think, without a Paul Morphy game. So here Paul Morphy, of course, you can guess the next move. What he did, he played here the move knight takes on f7, sacrificing the knight. We have king on f7, queen on f3, double attack against the knight here on d5, and also against the king. So that's why king on e6 had to be played, and now knight on c3. You see how Paul Morphy uses all of these pieces in the attack just in order to open the position. Here we have d takes c3, of course, but now rook on e1, knight on e5. We have bishop on f4. Perfect here pinning pinning situation. We have bishop on f6, bishop takes on f6, and now pardon me, bishop on e5 and bishop on e5. We have rook takes on e5, another sacrifice, just in order to invite again black's king on our side of the board. King on e5, we have rook on e1. Here we have king on d4, and now bishop takes on d5. You cannot, of course, take with the queen, because then you get rook on d1 and you lose the queen. So that's why rook on e8 had to be played, but now queen on d3. Perfect attack here. We have king on c5, now b4. Again, very important move, just in order to again invite our opponent on our side of the board. King on b4, now queen on d4, king on a5. We have queen on c3. only one square. Basically here we have king on a4, queen on b3, we have king on a5, and now queen on a3, king on b6, but now rook on b1, and in this again a very nice checkmate. All of these pieces are restricting the king's ability to play, and again it's a very nice king hunt here by Paul Morphy. So you see, Paul Morphy sacrificed many pieces, but just didn't allow his opponent's king to escape. Played very actively all of his pieces, and now that's why here it was a really cool ending and deserves to be here on this list, on this very nice king hunts in history. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you realize these ideas. These are the most important principles. As I said, don't forget about it. When you have the opportunity to attack your opponent's king, you open the position, use all of the pieces in the attack. You have to cut off files, ranks, or diagonals, inviting sort of your opponent's king on your side of the board, and sacrificing pieces shouldn't be a problem. I think it's this types of position calculated well. I think sometimes we don't have guts to make some tactics, but here when you have an endangered king, you should really try it out and punish your opponent because he hasn't secured his king in this early stage of the game. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Meanwhile, you can watch my other basics in chess videos with some more opening principles, middle game strategies, and the end game strategies, and you can also watch my chess tactics and chess puzzles videos, in which I show you all of the possible tactical motifs that can happen in a chess game. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Thanks you for watching, guys, and chess is the best, of course.